We need to go back to our sacred fires and smoke that in. Like Uncle Dave did today. We could smell the eucalypt and let that wash over you and get that smoke into your lungs and breathe that in, that sacred fire. We don't need that one. You know, that tobacco and all the nasties that go in it, that's not our traditional smoking ceremony. That's a nasty one.
No Smokes is a project of the Menzies School of Health Research. It is a project which is a national campaign, an anti-smoking campaign that targets Indigenous Australians in light of the fact that Indigenous Australians do smoke at a much higher rate than the mainstream population.
Their website is www.nosmokes.com.au and they're also on the Facebook. I've been checking out their sites. I'm not a smoker myself, but all the stuff they've got on the website looks really interesting and easy to use and appealing to the kids, which is great. And working for the company has been nothing but great, and they've been really nice. Yeah, so anyone out there, try not to smoke. If you do smoke, just cut down and monitor yourself. Don't be a slave to the ciggies, you know, like you're the boss, all right? So that's it.
Recently we launched a new section of the website, which is actually a blog. It will be a platform which will feature different guest bloggers each month. So at the moment we have Black Boy as our first guest blogger on the No Smokes blog. He's giving video diaries and blog updates about his tour all the way from Lismore down to Bells Beach.
Now it's time for the message. Things might get messy. It's easy to remember things when they're gone. It's easy to see things that don't belong. Open for discussion, debatable. Now the green light's gone, is a changeable course it is. Anything's possible the minute we stop trying, then it's impossible. The industry extends its destruction, the market collapses. Time for some action.
Yeah, I just thought about organising an event in the city for us Bundjalung mob. It's pretty quiet up there for music and events, so I just wanted to come down to Redfern here, because it is the epicentre of Sydney Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander mob. So I thought this would be the perfect place to bring us down here and show us off to the city.
Because we all got voices, yeah, so create more choices, lock the gate, instigate, investigate, circulate. What's it gonna take? What's it gonna take? What's it gonna take? What's it gonna take? What's it gonna take?
I've got a few things. I run my own business called Black Boy Music Education, which we focus on culture, education, entertainment and empowerment. I work as a radio presenter on the Guru Jama show at the River FM up there in Lismore. We do some youth programs up there through the Aboriginal Lands Councils. Then I'm a musician as well, so I go out there and I play shows every few weeks. And I busk most days. After this, I've got a couple of shows on the East Coast in Ulladulla. We're stopping by the 10 Embassy to do a free gig there, and then ending up in Melbourne to join all the other mob for the Long Walk with Michael Long, and then the Indigenous surf titles with Surfing Australia at Bells Beach. So lots to do, lots of cool stuff to go check out. Yeah, really excited.
Raised up this morning, smiled with the rising sun.
Black Boy represents so much about what the No Smokes project is about. You know, he's a young guy. He is really inspired and passionate about what he does in his life. He has a very strong connection to his culture and loves to talk about that and also to educate others about that. And he's a very talented musician and artist and a great sort of advocate for a healthy lifestyle. So it's about the fact that Black Boy leads by example. He's not really representing us to be able to give advice or sermons about whether you should smoke or not. It's just the fact that he has a real passion for everything that he does.
Started off very small when it was inspired from Michael's walk to Canberra, and as a small charity that wanted to recognise and acknowledge what he did, but to continue the story. So from there to where we are now, we're having our 10th anniversary next year. There are many things that we're involved with as the Long Walk, and we have many partners as well to be able to do that. Just a really great opportunity for so many people to get together, Aboriginal, non-Aboriginal, young, old, and really recognise and get greater understanding about issues that still affect Indigenous Australians today and how we can unite together to combat them.
The Long Walk's about reconciliation. It's about recognition. It's asking white Australia to just please have a listen to our stories and come together as one, because you're here now and we love you as much as we love anyone else. If you're a deadly person, it's like that song, white fella, black fella, yellow fella, it don't matter as long as you a good fella, as long as you are a deadly fella. So, that's what it's all about.
It's about people, and it's about what people believe in. And so when Michael walked and put it back on the agenda and it got everybody thinking again, and then someone else joined in and someone else joined in. So about what we're on about as well, and what we're supporting is about people coming together for a cause and to keep that cause going. So when I look at where we've come from to where we are now, to the amount of people who walk tonight from Federation Square to the G, that's in the thousands. So it's about people and people moving together for a cause.
And you guys here, the public, without you, we're not able to make change. So thank you for coming along. Please join us now and the original walkers for the NCG for Dreamtime. Thank you.
Dream time, mate. Curry. This is our day. Dream time at the G. This is it.
I've been coming to this and attending this for a number of years now, and we see it, you see it grow every year, and just the different faces that you've seen from the previous year as well. So, it's about the message is being shared. There's seeds being planted, and what people do with that message. It's about cultural well-being and personal well-being as holistically, so it's not just one or the other, and about healthy lifestyles, yes, and choices.
It was really important, and it is still really important for us, that the No Smokes project isn't a standalone project, that they are resources that can be used and applied within programs and in settings that might be unrelated to us. So if there is training happening in Aboriginal communities, we have been finding that a lot of our resources are being incorporated into those programs, and that's just music to our ears, because it shows that they are videos, educational tools, fact sheets that are of use in a range of settings. And it's not just about us going out there and delivering them, it's actually about creating the resources and seeing them being absorbed organically into other programs around the country.
To make it sort of appealing to young people, it's kind of young and funky and colourful, and a lot of celebrities that are that appeal to young people, hip hop artists and sort of hip hop games, and it's kind of feels a bit fun because it's got those messages embedded in there. We thought if we come in with really hardcore health messages, then there's nothing really to entice a young person who's a smoker to go there, but we've tried to embed a lot of free music and ringtones and fun things and stuff like that, so that, and abilities for people to see people they know or themselves are on there, so that to entice them to keep coming back.
Our brain is a very important part of us. It helps us make decisions that keep us strong, healthy and happy. When we do things that are healthy for our body and mind, the brain makes a chemical called dopamine. Dopamine makes our brain feel good, and that makes us feel good. That's why when we eat healthy food, we feel good. That's why when we do exercise, we feel good. And that's why when we learn something new, we feel good. Dopamine rewards the brain for making healthy and smart choices. Choices that help us feel good and survive. But there are also unhealthy things we can do that feed dopamine in the brain. Smoking cigarettes is one of them. When you smoke a cigarette, the brain makes a lot more dopamine, more than it needs. This can make you feel real good for a short time. It may even help you concentrate, give you more energy, and make you feel happy. But if you smoke cigarettes for a long time, the brain starts to think it needs even more dopamine to make you feel good. This means you want to keep smoking, and only another cigarette will make you feel better. This is how you get addicted to cigarettes. And cigarettes can make you sick, real sick. They can even kill you.
Alright, so as you fellas know, we're here to hear a bit of music, but we're also here to have a bit of a yarn about, as you can see from here, no smokes. So we're hoping we can get you fellas to think about not smoking. If anyone here is already smoking, and this is mums and dads too, we hope you give some thought to maybe giving them up, cutting them back, My name's Luke Pearson. I'm a Gummeroy man, but I was born in Sydney, raised in Wagga, educated in Newcastle, and 30 years later I'm back in Sydney again. I work half a dozen different jobs at any given moment. Most people probably know me online from the work I do with Indigenous X, which is Indigenous Excellence, but I'm also an ambassador for No Smokes. I do work in schools, I do work cultural awareness training, anti-racism work, I do a lot of online stuff, so I'm around. I was a smoker from the age of 11 to the age of 30. One of these little fellas here. I started smoking when I was 11, I quit when I was 30. How long was I smoking for? So I first became aware of the No Smokes team at the AH and MRC conference in Sydney last year, and I was there just talking about a lot of the online work that I do, and they were really, really interested in that, and so they got in touch with me to start having some chats, wanted me to do some work for them, and I said, I can't because I'm a smoker. And so we got to talking, and they said they were still really interested because of the engagement and the people I can connect with online. So we had a bit of a chat, and we decided that the only way I could, in good faith, talk about the issue with any, sincerity at all, was to announce myself that I have been a smoker since I was like 12 years old, and that I was going to quit. And so I took a 20-day smoke-free challenge, the No Smokes Challenge, and I did that online. So I told thousands of people online that I was actually going to do it, which put a lot of pressure, and I know they say, you should try to be stress-free, but I do take my role online and very seriously, and so when I stood up there and said it, I knew I was going to have to do it, and I'm really happy to say that I did do it, got through, kept going for a couple of months. Sadly had a couple of hiccups over New Year's and then back and forth, and what I always say to people, those couple of times that I have gone back and had a smoke, it's not a failure, it's a backward step. All I've got to do to fix it is take another step forward and then another step, and after a while you don't even notice. And so it's an ongoing journey. Like I don't even think of myself as a non-smoker yet, to be honest. 20 years of smoking or just about, I just think I'm not having a smoke right now. If I can keep not having a smoke right now, then I'll be good. But hopefully one day I will start to actually look at myself as a not a smoker, a non-smoker. But it's a long road, as anyone who's been there knows. So
addiction is a powerful thing. It can take over the brain and force you to make unhealthy decisions. That's why we need to help our brain make healthy decisions and be happy without being tricked by cigarettes. But the brain needs your help. There are lots of ways the brain can remember how to be happy without cigarettes. Things like nicotine patches, exercise, and eating healthy food all help the brain beat addiction because they help the brain make dopamine without the use of cigarettes, alcohol, or other drugs. Beating addiction is one of the hardest things you will ever have to do. You'll have to keep making hard choices every single day. And that may mean you have to stay away from places and people that make you want to smoke, even if they are your mates or family. It can take a long time to give up unhealthy addictions, but in the end, you and your brain will be happier and stronger. You have the choice to beat addiction.
In there we also have a lot of material for health workers and teachers to use with their clients or students. For example, in the teachers section we're looking at lesson plans around our flagship products, in a sense, so that you might look at one of our videos and then there's a lesson plan on how you can use that in a ESL, an English as a second language school, to test the students and use it as a tool, because even that level of resource development is very sparse in remote communities, so teachers are always creating this stuff themselves. So we're aiming to sort of have as much ready-made material and tools as possible.
One of the key things during the development and during a lot of the research and focus testing that we did was having highly visual information. So they are videos, fact sheets and images which can be used in a range of settings, from quite low English literacy settings, particularly useful in remote areas. So where English might be sometimes second, third, fourth language, it's really important that we have factual information, but that is presented in a way that can be easily digested by group.
Okay, so this is the first heat, round one of the Open Men of the Australian Indigenous surfing titles here at Bells Beach for 2013. And heat one, out in the water, if you've just arrived, is Russ Maloney in the red.
Last year it was so successful that I thought, you know what, this event really fits in well. It has a good feeling with the area, has a good feeling with the beach. It's an event that has to run because there are a lot of Indigenous surfers in Australia. Like all sport, there's some incredibly talented Indigenous surfers, and they needed an event like this, and Bells is just the perfect place to run it. You know, Bells has its big World Championship event every Easter. The local Indigenous crew are involved in that event, in the opening ceremonies and in the prize giving. Kelly Slater donated his trophy to the local Indigenous group, which we have at this event for display. It just all the everything aligns up, and I think this event will go on forever. It's such a good event.
Well, my dad smoked when we were growing up, and I was always, you know, like shirt over the face, covering up to try to escape, because it was just such a bad habit, and it was always real smelly, and I was like, how can you do that? Like, breathe smoke in, breathe it out. But you understand, like, people get addicted to it so easy, and it's such a bad habit. But I think that's one of the best things about surfing. If you don't have that lung capacity, it's really going to affect your surfing. So to be a good surfer, smoking was really hard for me to even think about picking up a cigarette. Like me and my girlfriend, we cook up good meals every night, and I've got a 7-year-old son, so I'm trying to set an example to him to be as healthy as we can. So, and it definitely does give you more energy in the surf. So anything that can help you out is definitely worth doing. So eating healthy food and the healthy lifestyle, it's hard to go past if you really want to excel in your sport or your chosen field. So yeah, it's one of them things, if you can do it, it's definitely going to make your body feel better, and you're going to have heaps more energy. Yeah, no, I wasn't nervous. Yeah, it's just good. Always good to get the first heat out of the way though. Oh, my feet are numb. It's so hard to get used to the cold water. Being born on the Central Coast of the Darkinjung people, and my great-grandmother, she was stolen generation, and she got taken from her family, and just pretty much just recently, like, all the history's coming back for us. So for us to find out all that stuff was quite confronting, and yeah, it's good to know where you're from, and yeah, we're embracing it, and yeah, it's we're a special race of people, and we're really proud.
There is really nothing like surfing and being out there in the elements and the environment, and to be out there with sharks, you know, great white sharks, and seeing them, and then you see the kids that you bring into surfing, and you push them on the wave, and they stand up, and then they can surf, and it's just unreal. Like, because obviously we all walk around, so we all can stand, and we all can surf. So that's why I do it. I love it.
It's a great sport for everybody to do, and there are a lot of Indigenous surfers here, and a lot of them, there's young ones, there's middle-aged ones, and there's some older ones as well. And they'll tell you that it's a whole of life sport. You take it on, you get involved in it, you get the benefits from it, you'll stick with it for life, and that's a great thing.
Hey everybody, I'm Russell Maloney. I'm the Aboriginal Indigenous surfing champion, and surfing is just one of them things where you can just go out, relax, and it's just a free spirit thing where you can fly along a wave and just enjoy life. And I recommend it to everybody, so be strong.